Sir Gadget. Jim George is here, and we're going to publicly thank Jim for his help with our good friend Doug getting his TV working without having to pay a cable bill anymore.
Yay!
Jim George is here, and Jim is, of course, the owner of American Cable Services, which means he won't be getting any money from Doug for the cable services.
That's right. That's right.
And also, you're the owner of Media in Motion, so when Doug's computer goes down, you can go get it fixed over there.
Yes, we can do work for him.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Fine, thank you. Yeah, he has a challenge because the actual pipe that I picked up to hold his antenna in the air was the wrong size.
Oh,
It's the wrong size.
It was too large.
Too large. Is that a good thing?
No, it was actually a bad thing for the fitting on his antenna. So I had to jerry rig it. You're not familiar with that term, but it's a very technical term that means make it work.
I am familiar with that term, as a matter of fact. Thank you very much. No, but thank you so much for putting that up for Doug. For those who didn't follow this story, I'll recap. Early June, his house was damaged, or mobile home was damaged from a storm. Next few days and months, people came forward on the money-making thing. Go solve it. What's it called?
GoFundMe.
GoFundMe. Mm-hmm. Raised some money. Wasn't quite enough. Another lady came through. Sue, thank you so much. And she helped Doug out with the rest of it. Long story short, he moved into a trailer for $8,000. You can't beat that.
Right.
Right? And then, he had no TV. Mm-hmm. Or cable, internet, because his internet was my internet because he used my Wi-Fi.
Yes.
So they gave him a choice. What do you want, internet or TV? He wanted internet. So now he has no TV until you show up and your friend Ken. Let's give Ken credit too.
Give Ken credit.
Gave him the. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to tell you this. Pastor Snyder, you know who Pastor Snyder is, right? Have you met him?
Only once.
Only once. Well, he comes in here because the books that we don't give away.
Yes.
We donate to his church.
Right.
And then he sells them on eBay, and I think he makes maybe $25 a month, so it's not a big deal.
Sure.
But he makes like $25 from the books a month. He heard Doug's story. Now, he has opened a home for pregnant girls that don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
And, money is tight.
Sure.
And they're not open yet. They're going to open soon. He doesn't know how he's going to handle paying for a cable bill. He doesn't want those girls to have no TV.
Right.
So I said, hold on a minute. You got to talk to Jim.
That's right. You can purchase good stuff.
So, you're going to be getting a call from him. He's in Indiana right now.
No problem. No, it can step forward. When I even told him about Doug, and I hadn't even finished telling him my story, I just said I have a friend that has a close friend of his, and he has Down syndrome. Say no more. You want an antenna? I'll give it to you. And I said, well, then I need to have you come on the air because that's the least I could do
the least we can do.
If you can give him an antenna. And but I was disheartened, as I said to you early off the air, that he could not find his remote, and so we could not put it on to TV, the input source. It was on PC for his personal computer, and I was able to change it to cable, but I wasn't able to change it to antenna. Anyway, if he found his remote and he says to you he's watching channels, he's probably getting close to 40 channels. And the winter, when his trees lose some leaves, he'll get more because there's a tree real close to his house. Yeah, right, real close.
Doug, if you're listening, you need to call up and update us. We need to hear how it's doing.
And let us know that you found your remote.
He listens to this show regularly.
Yes, All right.
I'll keep my eye on the phone there, so wait for him to call.
But thank you, Jim.
Yeah.
Ken, from Ken's Antennas.
I told Doug he owes you some beer. Do you drink beer?
I do not.
Oh, you don't drink beer?
No, don't
How about
drink,
pizza?
don't
Do you
smoke.
eat pizza?
I eat pizza.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Pizza and Pepsi or Coke, do you like?
Whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Coke be
Pizza and
fine.
a beverage. There you go, Doug.
All right. So this story you had about the loose change.
Yes.
That's a burning story right there.
That's some story, huh?
Yeah.
Now, how does that make the news? How does that make the news? She gets in her car, she sits on her hot pennies, and she burns herself. What'd she do? Call the Associated Press? Well, how does that happen?
I know. You often wonder how this happened. My dog crossed the street. Let me call the Associated Press. Tell him my dog.
That's right.
I mean, we don't know how this happens. And then you had the one about the what was it? The Beatles are against Trump for using some song.
George Harrison, who's dead.
George Harrison's
estate.
Estate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we all play the music.
Here comes the sun.
Are they going to get a list of all of us who use their music and ban us from using it?
They'll
This is
be
the
happy.
Craziest thing.
Yeah, but they'll get royalties from it every time it's played, so they should be happy.
They should be very happy if they want those
Well,
royalties.
you know when Rush Limbaugh was using the song he uses, which is a song from The Pretenders, they vehemently opposed it. But he said, too bad. He said, you put it out there, I pay my BMI fees, and I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
And of course, they make a fortune. They make a fortune from him using it.
Yeah,
So.
every time he turns it on.
Yeah.
Yep, every day.
And so the George Harrison estate, I guarantee, was making money from Donald Trump using the song on national TV.
yeah.
Oh, sure.
Tell them that they can use one of your songs. And
I know!
And you will not
I'll be fine with it.
you will not complain. As a matter of fact, you may even pay the royalty yourself the first couple of times.
I know.
Oh boy.
How many songwriters thought the same thing, though?
Oh man! So Trump, it looks like it's slam dunk for him. He's over with, right? In other words, now we go to the Democratic convention.
Yes.
Right.
And Hillary's coming to Tampa today.
Yeah, good for her. Good for her. She needs to be in Tampa.
Well, the mayor of Tampa was very nice this morning.
I heard.
He was
Yeah.
he was supportive of her, but
Bob Buckhorn.
But he hosted the Republican convention a few years ago too, and so.
All right. Well, there's a lot going on in the news. Not too much technical, except the FAA is now licensing drones, and so
see?
you can buy a drone and you can get it licensed. And they're going to tell you about what kind of license sticker you need on it in case it falls from the sky.
Oh, really?
And they're going to tell you how high you can fly and how low you can fly and
Wow.
all of the above. And the models that are going to be for recreational, the models that are going to be for competition, the different models. So the government's stepping in.
Well, they weren't bothered by this a few years ago when, like, the toy drones were being sold, like, at Barnes & Noble for, like, $200 and stuff. They had no problem. And then somebody started to be entrepreneurial, and here they are.
Now they
They
have
have-
$1,000 drones.
They have to do something. It might be a little bit crowded up there in the sky. All right, we do have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George, Professor Gadget.
Good morning, Larry, Robin, and Jim.
Hey,
Good
we
morning,
wanted you to
guy.
call today, Doug. How's the TV working?
Excellent.
Great. I'm so glad to hear it. Did you find your remote?
Yes, I did.
Wonderful. And so you were able to take it off of cable and put it onto antenna.
Yes.
And it did make a difference. So have you been able to take your time and like put it on channel 2 and turn the antenna 360 and then put it on channel 3 and turn it 360? And then have you searched every channel that you can get, or are you just looking at the ones that are most popular?
Just one of the most popular.
All right. There's a ton out there. You can just search and you'll find them.
I know I will.
All right. Well, thank you, Doug. Thank you for calling. I'm glad it worked for you. I was telling Larry we had to make that pole fit, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Had to hacksaw that pole almost in half to get it
You
to
had
fit.
a hacksaw it?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a rig.
That took some muscle power.
It did.
Wow.
Took us a while. I worked up a sweat on that one.
I know you tell us the picture. Doug, how is the picture? How clear is the picture?
The picture
Yeah.
is just like crystal clear.
Crystal clear.
Yes.
That's what we want to hear, right?
Yes.
Wow.
So those listeners out there that are wondering, what can this little antenna that only costs, $60 or $70, whatever Ken sells them for, I forgot to be honest with you. What can it do? It can get many, many channels.
So less than the cost most people pay for cable.
For one
Per
month.
month.
Yeah.
For 1 month, and you have TV for how many years?
Right, right.
As long as that lasts.
Exactly. And you'll have channels that cable doesn't carry. In other words, there are channels out of Dunellen and Inverness, and there's channels from Tampa, and the cable company doesn't carry those. And who knows? You might like that channel, and even if you want to keep cable because you want CNN and such, that's fine. And,
Yeah.
and then just switch over when you want to watch that channel.
I know Doug's favorite shows are the ones that were made like in the 50s and 60s. He likes Car 54, Where Are You? The Munsters, McHale's Navy, Hogan's Heroes. And have you been able to find a channel that carries those shows?
I know the one is Me TV.
Me TV, yes.
Oh, okay.
And there's also one called Movies, 24 hours, and then there's Antenna TV, and there's My TV, and there's
Nice.
This TV. They're all there for you, Doug. Just go find them.
Great.
All right.
Spend a Saturday afternoon and go find them.
Yes.
All
All
right.
right, thank you, Doug.
We'll have to bring you some chips.
Oh, you're welcome.
Some TV watching chips. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right, well, let's take a little break, and we'll be right back. If you have any questions for Jim George, you're welcome to call. The number is 622-9622. You are listening to The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Hey Ocala, this is Kelly Hart, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine. Did you know last year Ocala Magazine won more awards in excellence than any other publication in Florida? And this year, Ocala Magazine was named Best Consumer Magazine in the state. Now you can join me every Friday at 10 a.m. on Ocala Magazine Radio, where we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life, right here on The Source. Ocala Magazine thanks you for making us number one. And remember, there is only one Ocala Magazine.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hi, I'm Leah Caruso with Strive Rehabilitation, inviting you to join me Thursday at 11 a.m. for Health Matters. Ocala Health and Strive have teamed up to bring you the latest information on good health services available to you right here at home. This vital information will help you make informed decisions about your health. So don't forget to join me here at 11 a.m. Thursday. It's news you can use from Ocala Health, Strive, and your friends here at WOCA.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
The most trusted name in news, Fox News, every half hour, only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
WOCA. All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Jim George is here. We love this segment. It's a fun segment.
It is a fun segment.
Do you know there was one piece of tech news I wanted to ask you about, and it's probably easy to explain, I think, for me anyway. I mean, it's easy for you. I think I'll understand it. The world's smallest hard drive, a prototype decades in the making, is capable of writing information at the atom level, which allows hundreds of times more information per square inch. According to the research published online on Monday in Nature Nanotechnology, Dutch scientists developed rewritable storage technology that would allow for information to be written from atom to atom.
Oh, boy.
And let me just cut to the chase here. The Wall Street Journal said scientists were able to create the feat by manipulating the interaction between individual atoms. That's not the part I wanted. Bottom line, it said, oh gosh, how much could it hold? It said... let's see, it can hold 3 times more data than the current flash drive. The hard disk memory is available. In theory, this storage density would allow all books ever created to be written on a single postage stamp.
My goodness.
All books ever written on a single postage stamp. Wow.
Boy, try and read that.
And that's right up your alley, too, because you're into computers.
Yeah.
And wow, that is so amazing.
Yeah, just not be the first one to buy one, or else it's going to cost you an arm and a leg.
But you know what? Like when you find hieroglyphics back in old times, you have a hard time reading that. Can you imagine if this technology actually existed? I don't know if it did, but people say it might. There might have been intelligent civilizations before us, right? On Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
So there could be some little postage stamp sitting in the desert somewhere, just waiting for us to find it.
Right. Some kids using it to skip across the sand.
Right. And all the books and like if you like when they sent that CD up into space with all the music on it and everything. Well, those guys don't have CD players.
Right, exactly.
Isn't that the truth?
They have to figure out how to play them.
They do have to figure out how to play them. No, the technology for the atom. My goodness, that is even hard to fathom. If you remember your high school days and you remember how small an atom is, and then of course they said, oh, it has protons and electrons and neutrons, and then they said, oh, inside the electrons are this, and they kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I guess someone's figured out how to get these atoms talk to each other.
Was it Voyager that sent up that big golden disc all those decades
I believe it was.
ago?
Yeah. We got to go find that.
Yeah.
Price of gold today?
Yeah.
Let's get it.
That's a long way away.
Oh, Virgin America, here we come. Yeah, it's a long way.
And another tech story. Edward Snowden. This is the guy who did all the leaks there. He announced the design of a smartphone case that could prevent governments from accessing information from users' devices. In other words,
shield. A shield shields your cell phone. Yeah.
Now, could you do that? I mean, that sounds like a Superman episode. You just take lead and cover it, and you're done.
And tin foil and aluminum foil or whatever it is. Yeah. No, it's amazing the practical things that work so well. You remember the days when you had rabbit ears?
Oh yes,
I had them, and then my mother cut them off. So
did you ever put any tin foil on them?
I think
yes,
my dad
I think I did.
Yeah, my dad did.
Yes.
Yeah, it just makes a larger antenna, more like a flag, and a larger surface area. So the same thing that repels is the same thing that attracts.
Do you know what I remember from my FM radio when I was a kid?
Oh, boy.
I took a wire from the antenna part of the FM radio, and I put it to the screw in the outlet on the wall.
Right.
Because somebody told me that would make all of the wiring in the house into an FM antenna.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I lived real close to New York City, so it's already really good reception. So I don't know that it made a difference at all. I couldn't swear one way or the other.
Right. No, it's interesting. Yeah, the wiring in the house can become an antenna. So,
but it was a bad place to experiment because we were only 10 miles from the city. So
I understand. I'm going back to the penny adder. I can't get that out of my mind.
Sitting on the pennies.
I know, that woman with the
There was another story this
pennies
morning.
on her thighs.
The woman posted a photo of herself nude because she was not in good shape to combat the woman who was the Playboy model.
Oh, okay.
Did you see that story?
Yeah, I had it, but we ran out of time. I couldn't read it.
So long story short, there was a Playboy model in the gym, and there was a lady who was not as chunky. Mm-hmm. I mean, she was chunky. She was chunky.
Not as svelte.
And she posted a picture, and she kind of made fun of her. She body shamed her.
Ah.
The svelte one body shamed the not so svelte one.
Oh.
So this other lady who's also not so svelte, she said, "Well, I'm going to put my picture up there," and said, "There I am with all my lumps and bumps."
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Jim, we should get in on this somehow.
That's a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe we could get into that business.
Can you imagine you and I doing that?
Well, I mean, being the photographer, let's just.
I'd buy a copy.
Just call Get Even Ladies Incorporated.
So, in your technology now, do you have your own personal satellite, or are you going to have your own personal satellite?
We have satellites.
Cable?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, we have. Oh, wait a minute. You mean satellite in the sky? No.
Yeah, for your TV.
No, satellite dish on the ground. Yes.
That's what I was wondering about.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if you had.
Yeah, I
your
had to
own
clarify that. No, but we had a meeting, a real good meeting yesterday with a large facility down in Leesburg, and some good conversations on the phone with some manufacturers, and it looks like everything's on schedule. There's nothing that's stopping us from launching here real soon. And like I said, we want to launch with about 100 channels.
And up in Gainesville.
We're going to start first in Ocala Palms, right inside Ocala Palms, because it's a gated community and it's an enclosed environment, and it allows me to keep track of what's going on, where I can walk to a guy's house if I had to. So I can check out the speed of his internet, I can check out the number of channels, I can check out to make sure the TV guide is working, everything is working. Because once I launch it in Ocala, if someone calls halfway across Ocala, it's hard to go to them and such. So the beta test is Ocala Palms. After that, everybody. It's just going to open up.
Well, and let me tell you how I would like that. In the break, you said to me something about getting an antenna like you gave to Doug. And you asked me, how did I watch Donald Trump's speech? The real answer is I didn't watch it. And to do my job, I will go online here at this radio station and look at, snippets, or if it's printed, then I'll read it. Okay.
Right.
Okay. But what I think would be cool is if I could have some kind of a cable TV where I said, you know what? Can I just buy that one? Can I, Jim? Right. Can I sign up for just the speech?
Yep, you can get just C-SPAN.
See, and that would be perfect for me.
3 channels of C-SPAN. C-SPAN 1, C-SPAN 2, C-SPAN 3, and they cover everything. And what I liked about it was there was no advertisement from CNN or anybody else breaking
Really?
it. There were no commentators saying...
An hour and 20 minutes long, they said.
It was over 4 hours long, and there was 2 different sessions on Monday, and I recorded it all so I could watch it. Now, I fast through some of the people talking about the statistics and the relationship, all that. I wanted to get right to the people that were involved. But Yeah, and that's something that, and so C-SPAN does not cost me as a cable company. It's free to me because the government pays for it. And I think it stands for Congress, Senate, something. Anyway, the last N stands for network. I have to look it up. But anyway, it's a U.S. government. But cable does it all.
Access network, right? And the AN means access network?
Could be, but C-SPAN. But anyway, that's one of those things that we'll be carrying all those. And like you said, you might say, I just want C-SPAN.
Cable Satellite Public Affairs Network.
There you go.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that.
Yep, and it was put on by the cable company. We started out paying for it and everything. The cable company did. It's our own. And then what happened, just like public radio, the government came in and said, don't you poor boys want some money? And, so.
Don't you poor boys want some money?
I tell you, we spend so much money. We'll spend $1 million to see how long it takes a 2-minute egg to boil. We already had these tests. We know how long it takes to boil an egg. What's the life cycle of a gnat? Does it really matter what the life cycle of a gnat is?
You know what they said is selling again online is calculators. Like somebody said, why are people buying calculators? Well, the reason they're buying them is because it's more convenient to actually have the calculator than it is to get the app up that does the calculator.
Yeah, and they're solar calculators, so you don't need to plug them in.
It would be good for me, and maybe I should create an app. Oh my goodness, I shouldn't say.
Oh, there you go.
A magnifying app. You have a camera on your phone.
Right.
What if you just, the small print, like on your medicine bottles, you can't read it? Just hover over it and just magnify it and read the fine print.
I would love that.
Oh yeah.
I need one of those.
For the visually impaired, that would be a wonderful
Yes.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. How about the other, and just a reverse, make it a telescope. So you put your camera out here, let's say you see something like a bird nest, all right, and then you hit it and it goes bigger and bigger and bigger, but instead of just getting the pixelation getting less pixels, it really is a telescope. It does the electronics telescope in the sense that it puts the pixels where they need to be, so you don't have less. It doesn't break up. Those would be some great apps.
Well, we'll call the app the George
app. There you go.
The George.
All right.
There you go. I'm looking forward to that. I need that magnification.
Yeah, we need apps.
There.
We need apps.
And
all right. So this is a beautiful day today. Any rain in the future for us today?
Today 20%, tomorrow 30, and Sunday 60.
Yeah, good. 'Cause I got some electrical work to do outside today, and I don't mind. Boy, I got to crawl under a mobile home and run electric service, and I'm saying, boy, it's going to be hot today.
Yeah, it is.
They're putting up a sign, and
How did when your wife is raising the dogs? How do they handle the heat? Is it air conditioned with it?
Oh yeah. I'm afraid those dogs are pampered.
Better than the humans,
crawling
right?
in.
I mean, she kicked me out of the house to keep the dogs cool.
My doctor wants to raise dogs. She's got little tiny dogs, though, she wants to raise. And
Oh, yeah, no problem. We know all the different breeders in Ocala that raise Australian Aussies and all those miniature things and poodles. So we can put him in touch with the right person that does it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, no, good. All right, you guys out there, have a great weekend. Thank you for listening, and talk to you next week.
Do you want to give you a number?
Sure, it's 854-9795.
And thank you again, and thank Ken again for setting Doug up with a TV antenna.
You got it. Thank you.
That's awesome. If anybody else needs a TV antenna, you want to cut the cable, even though Jim is in the cable business, he'll tell you how to do this. Just call Jim and he'll set you up with
That's right.
the antenna.
I'll be glad to do it.
We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jim.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Donald Trump taking the mantle as a GOP nominee.
I humbly and gratefully accept your nomination for the presidency of the United States.
In an address to a rowdy convention arena, Trump stuck to the themes that carried him here.
Fox Radio's Jared Halpern, some of those themes: clamping down on illegal immigration and restoring law and order. More than 2 years after the disappearance of a Malaysia Airlines flight, the largest search in aviation history getting suspended soon.
This decision was not taken lightly.
Darren Chester, the Transport Minister of Australia, insisting this isn't the end. Last year, search teams were given a new task: scouring a 120,000 square mile area of the Indian Ocean. But that search is now almost complete and still no sign of the plane.
Fox Radio's Simon Owen, Fox News. We report, you decide.
Today's forecast for the inside of your vehicle, sponsored by WeatherTech. A 90% chance of nacho cheese storms this afternoon, moving in from a drive-through worker answering a phone while serving you, leading to a real messy day. For the weekend, conditions are perfect for a sandstorm developing, caused by a day at the beach, with flip-flops and towels contributing there. For folks living with an SUV, watch out for a big mess in the back developing later from a bag of mulch and compost. Conditions are ripe.
Spills, mud, dirt, and sand can ruin the floor of your car, truck, or SUV. The best way to protect your vehicle's floor is with WeatherTech floor liners and cargo liners. Made of the highest quality materials and laser measured, WeatherTech floor liners are specifically designed for your vehicle. And they're made in America. Protect yourself from the elements inside your vehicle. Order yours today at WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats. WeatherTech. Complete protection, completely American made.